Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to this week's Whips, Bits and Chat. I appreciate each and every one of you coming. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please do, it's free. So just hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button and make sure you click that bell and click all. That way YouTube will hopefully tell you about all of the videos that I put out each week. And it won't just choose it for you. Now come on, let's go and see what I got for you today. Okay, so before we start today, I'll just say I'm wearing my Not Again a Granny poncho. This is the short version made with 400 grams of a mystery yarn from Australia. It's not quite exactly the same as the written pattern. There's a little difference around the collar. This was my mock-up first one, you see. The second one is perfect and the written pattern is perfect. If you want to get your hands on the written pattern, of course, there will be a link to Ravelry on the end screen, and there's also a link in the description box down below. Right, so I think that's it. Oh yeah, that one's not gonna have a pattern because I can't be bothered to do the math. Right, okay, so first up today we have, of course, as normal, our video roundup. Now, I didn't manage to get many videos out to you early this week. I was planning to do a live, but I forgot to put it in so that you lot all had early notifications. And then the time that I was going to go live, it turned out 2 other creators were on live as well at the same time. So I didn't want to have you in a monologuing and trying to work out which live you preferred, or running 3 on 3 different devices and getting really muddled. So I just didn't. Okay, I will try and start my lives next week. Okay, but getting back to the videos that I put on this week, the very first one was Fun Day Die Day 14. Now this should be an oops video because the method I used didn't work out for me. As far as the steps I wanted to do, I couldn't do. Okay, my jars were too big, they didn't fit in the steam basket, they couldn't fit in the microwave. It was bad, but the yarn that's come out is really pretty. It is a very light gradient, so light that so much so that what I've done is separated the 6 hanks that I dyed into 2 different batches. One's batch number is 1, 3 and 5, and the other one is 2, 4 and 6. That way you can see a difference in the gradient. If nobody gets around to purchasing them in the next couple of months, don't panic, because I'll just over dye them and I will add those. I will use those as the base colour, because the variations between the shade, or the depth of shade I should say, is only slight, so it won't be noticeable. So that was the first video, Fun Day Die Day 14. The next video up was a book review, and it was Once Upon a Time in Crochet by Leanne Rowe. Now these are really cute little amigurumi dolls, and they'd be ideal if you're just starting out on amigurumi. What I would suggest though is if you're just starting to dab your toes into the pool of amigurumi, make sure that you watch videos on increasing and decreasing using the invisible method, because it makes your work look really neat from the onset. I have got a dodgy amigurumi video. It's really bad. I don't ever expect to receive a photo from any of you making that item, but what I've put it up purposely because it's got all the extra tips. So it's got the invisible, decreases, increases, working in the round, and all of that sort of stuff, so that you could watch it, have a good giggle, and hopefully, because you're laughing at how bad the item is, it will sink in, because that's normally what happens with me. If I find a video funny, I become more engaged with it. So I will put that link up there as well for you. Now, my next video that went out is a throwback Friday. Yeah, that's right, I've brought them back again. We are over a year behind on videos, so I know I'm safe to do so now, because I've only got my about 200 viewers that have seen them originally. So fingers crossed there'll be something in there that you have, like a video you haven't seen, because with the throwback series what I do is I pick a week in the life of Poppy. At the moment we are in August 2021, so they're very early videos, and I will rewatch them, cut into them and talk about them and tell you if there's any differences, say if it's about an item I've purchased, if it broke, if it's yarn, if the price has gone up, or just all that sort of stuff. And I cut out all the boring bits as well. I've just finished making one for in a couple of weeks time where it's a yarn unboxing. Part of a yarn unboxing is in there, and I've fast forwarded me showing you all the colours, and I've put music over it, and I've cut me noise off. But of course the link will be in that video so that you can then go and watch it and hear what I had to say about those yarns, and also find out what the colour names are. But that's for a couple of weeks time. So yeah, going back, it's the Throwback Friday and number 69, link up there. The last video out this week, apart from this one, was the yarn unboxing from the Secret Yarn Stash. It seems to be January is my favourite time from purchasing yarn from the Secret Yarn Stash. So that video is now live, of course, and the link is up here if you want to have a look at the colours that I picked up this time. Now for a cheeky upcoming video, if I can get it all worked. As you can see in the background behind me, I have removed, oh wrong way, I've removed the box that was there with the 2 drawers in, and Unicorn will be getting moved again as soon as well, because I've got something here which I'll be showing you next week, hopefully, once that area is all finally finished and I will be able to show it off properly. There is a future plan. The video's half made, but there's been a muck up. Okay, I might as well just tell you. I've got a a pegboard that I'm going to be putting up behind me, and on the pegboard I got these little not clip things, but noisy, aren't they? These are things here that you're meant to put into said board. It was from a different supplier and it doesn't fit. So I've now got to go off and purchase some pegs for my pegboard. And once I've done that, the pegboard will be going up behind me, and I'll be hanging the hand dyed cottons that I've dyed up behind me, so that if we're during a live, you can say to me, Ange, colour like that, what's the name of the one on the wall, and we'll do some sort of grid system, so it'll be like row 1, 2 or 3 and A, B, C sort of scenario, so you can sort of look across and go, number 1A, what is that? And then I can just lean back, take it off and tell you a bit more about it. So that is my plan for that area behind me. I've just got to go and get some pegs. That's why I'm recording this video a little bit late as well, because I was waiting for the board to turn up, because it's Friday today when I'm recording this, and I knew it was due today. So I've been holding on and holding on and holding on. Then it arrived, then it doesn't fit, and now I'm already at 1 o'clock. So I'm fingers crossed I can talk reasonably fast through this whole video and not muck up, so I have to cut up and edit too much, because that's the bit that takes me the longest with these videos. Right, so what else have I been up to this week? Okay, so far this week I have labelled all the hand dyed cottons and recorded myself doing so. Yet another video to bore you sometime in the future. Crochet wise, I have actually started back up on the poppies. My hope is to do 400 poppies this year, to bring the count up to 3,000. Yeah, that works. Yeah, so my goal is 400, to bring it up, as I said, to the right number, because of course last year I didn't really make any, and the year before we had the start of we had COVID lockdown during the time that we would have been collecting for the Royal British Legion, so, and the Legion had said not too sure, so that time round I didn't make any, or I made 400 and we just managed to get rid of them all. Sorry, they were rehomed. Okay, so this year is a lot safer. I can do 400. Don't get me wrong, I have a number in my head I would really like to get to. It's just, one, whether the hands will work, two, whether I've got enough time, because of course YouTube takes up an almighty chunk nowadays with tutorials and things like that, and then if I just really don't get bored of sewing in ends. So at the moment I have crocheted the 400 leaves. Yeah, I've just done the leaves. I haven't done the rest, I've just done the leaves. So there is no complete poppies to show you yet. Now if you would like to crochet along with me with the poppies, there is a video on the channel. It is #01. And it is the poppy tutorial. Now if you've got 100 grams of a red DK and some green and some black, you can make around 62 poppies using that pattern, that the Royal British Legion would absolutely love for you to donate to their tables in October/November. If you're in another country, please check with your local military organisation to see if it's something that they would like for maybe Anzac Day if you're in Australia, and why can't I remember it for America? Someone give me a kick up the bottom and stick it in the description, in the drop comment section down below. I'm not kind, I'm just going to keep going. Right, so that would be a really lovely. And remember, if you do make some, and make sure you take pictures and send them through to me, and I will show them on a future Whips, Bits and Chat, like I do with absolutely every image that is sent to me of one of the patterns from this channel. Now I'm also working on an upcoming design. It's still in a mega test at the moment. I picked up some of the hand dyed cotton from video 1 or 2, which is the Aldi die kit, so it's not ones that I would be selling, and I finally set to task and making something with it, because I wanted to see how far this 50 grams would go with this particular stitch pattern. And the idea is, and was, and has been done, that I was just going to do a big fat panel. Just have it, I had to have it a certain length, width, sorry, because what I've done is I've actually used it as a little curtain for our downstairs window, one of our downstairs windows, because the dog's got a thing about sitting on the stairs and looking out of this window and laughing every time he makes somebody jump as they walk past. Honestly, he sits on the stairs, waits for him, barks, they jump, and he runs into me with this big fat grin on his face, and it's like, you've done it again, you toad. So to try and stop that, that's why I've put a curtain up. So rather than going to the shop and buying a net curtain, I made one. I did slightly nick the idea from our gorgeous Courtney at Fibre Fox Studios, because I know she has done that with one of her patterns in the past. Which one was it? It was the one that I called the butterfly top, but it's not, it's called the Mercedes. Beautiful pattern, really easy, that one. Well, getting back to mine, I used up my 100 grams. It's a bit longer than it is wider. It doesn't quite fit properly, but I've made it fit. I've got a rod that I've put it on, and the rod is literally just sitting above the glass panel where the glass panel insert is, and it's the size of the glass panel minus a third. But it's okay because I've got stuff on the bottom that never moves off that shelf, so I can't see the fact that it's not finished properly. I was finishing it off yesterday while watching another creator's live, and I was doing really well. I'd even gone down the sides and put a single crochet down the sides, and I was working up the other side to make it match, and I lost at yarn chicken. I'm out by about 20 stitches, but as long as I move the fake flowers in a vase to the other side of the window, I'll never be able to see it, so I really don't mind. That's all I'm saying about that. Right, for a little side note, the curtain's been up since 8 o'clock yesterday evening. My husband's not here, so I can't count him in on this yet, but my daughter has, and she's been up and down the stairs like a yo-yo, and she hasn't even noticed yet. So put a bet in the description box down below as to how long you think it's going to take before either she notices or my husband does. I'm thinking a month. What's your bet? Right, there is also another reason why not a lot of crochet was done this week, and that is because I've been hanking up the cotton that I use for the dyeing because I run out, so I had to put another order in, and I have to hank it. Now, oh, there's my hank box. Alright, I've got an idea for a future video. I'm not spoiling the surprise there. Right, so of course, here's the hanks, and I've got quite a few of these. These are the 100 grammers done, but when I'm hanking the yarn up, if I find that it's got a knot that's come from the mill, I take that hank and I separate it down into little minis. Now, this pack that I had of 100 grammers had a good few that had mill knots in. So I started separating them into little mini hanks. I think they are so cute. Look at those, so cute, right? And I was so pleased with them because there's, are you ready for the number here? There is 64 of them in my bag. 64 mini hanks. And I was so chuffed until yesterday when I realised, who buys 10 gram DK? 10 grams worth of DK. I'd done it wrong. They were meant to be 20s and I'd done 10s. So now I've got 64, sorry, 10 gram minis in DK that I probably won't sell. Or is it something that you would, if I say I bundled them into packs of 5 or packs of 10, would you be interested in minis of this amount of yardage and stuff like that, or would you really prefer 20 gram minis? Because it would be nice to know now before I hank up any more minis. But yes, although I am pulling faces and I'm not too happy with myself because I was a donut, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? And these yarns would have those balls of yarn, yes, I would have hanked them up properly. I would have had less little mini hanks, but it means now that I can use these mini hanks, if worst case scenario none of you want them, I can use the mini hanks and I can put them alongside future dyeing videos, and I can dye them at the same time, which then means that I can make a little sample of it in crocheted and in knitted, so that you could see what it could look like. There's no guarantee that yours will look exactly the same as mine. It will just be what it could look like, so it gives you an idea of what the yarn that you would be purchasing would look like. I need to stop saying it. Just move on to the next thing, woman. Move on. Oh my gosh, postman's just been, postman's just been, postman's just been. I've got happy mail. It's the first happy mail of the year, and it's from Mrs. C Cottage. What have you done, honey? I'm going to be evil to everybody. I'm not opening this yet. I will open it in a future video for you because I have a feeling it's something super cute and super nice in there, and I want to get to it. I want to see what's in it. But I always do my happy mails separately because they're few and far between, because of course I don't put out my address for everybody. You have to physically ask for it. I'm an evil wench like that. But I'm actually going to head off now because that's a desperate, I've got to open it and see what's in it. Right, so I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really soon, so please remember to stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody. See, she frazzled my brain, she has frazzled my brain.